You feeling okay, backpack? You look a little off, man.
Yeah, why, Nate? I'm feeling fine. Just kinda need to go for a hike. Can we go today? Let's go. Please. I got all your stuff. We could just leave now.
Okay. I couldn't help myself. I got to doing art on all these little painted landscape stones. And I thought, I need a bigger supply. So I know what I'm looking for, the size I'm looking for, and the patterning and the colors. There's a lot of it. All of this that you see is all that stuff. So you're in a place where 30% of the rock is made out of this stuff. Because the volcanoes here laid it down so thick, you're just in a rhyolite zone. Every form of tuff and rhyolite, but we're looking for the iron stained stuff that when you cut it has little landscapes in it. And we don't have incredibly long. This is going to be another one of these. We'll take these back, cut into them, make some landscapes out of it. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying that as much as I am. This is going to be one of the things that I am. Ooh, like that. See the little vistas? Okay, so that's what we're looking for. And half of these plain ones, when you cut into them, actually have landscape in them. That's what I discovered. But we're looking for more obvious right now. We're going to do a big old loop through this area. This is all pieces of it. I mean, there'll be beautiful, beautiful banding in that. But I'm looking for more pieces that we can just cut into landscape scenes. Not too big for the saw. As big as we can get, so we can get some bigger scenes going on with as many little hills and stuff in there as possible, but light enough to where you can actually do some added art. So, I'm being kind of picky, I suppose. There's a lot to pick from. Take some of these and cut them just to show you how cool they are when they're cut. And try their art too. There might be something in there, you never know. What about you? A little bit of a landscape there at the top. It's deceiving though, you cut in and there can be crazy landscapes hidden in there. Oh, look at the jasper chunks. Jeez. Okay, I promised myself we're just doing one kind here. I like these portal ones where they have windows. These are, it's kind of large to put onto the saw though. Okay, take that one. These are really surprising inside. Some of them are nothing, and some of them that look like nothing on the outside are incredible on the inside. So, best guesses at this point. This dendritic growth that you see in this too, this black. You cut it, all this black that you see in here ends up being little fern-like shapes in the rock. We're getting down to the end of the beach where the big cobbles are, which is strange because it's at the downstream end of the beach, but whatever. Yep, that's how it is. Where there is something, there's a lot of it, and in other places, there's none. Something rare here won't be rare there, something rare there Won't be rare here. I guess that's plants and rocks are like that. That's where they're fun to trade and move around and consider the higher quality out of these. It's got way more play action to it. See all the little hills layered in here? That's almost a guaranteed scene. Plus the overall shape of it means when we cut it, it'll have a good shape to it. Man, if you want something fun to practice on, just get yourself a chunk of sandstone like that, and you can carve in that with almost your fingernail, by the way. This one's it's kind of split in half. See that finer banding in there? That's what I like, banding. I don't know what you'd call it, water stain? Probably a water stain is its most likely cause, bringing the iron in and out, creating little lap lines. Still a form of water line though. Is that color grew? I don't know. Quite the bag here. I'm gonna set that down and start doing the sorties. Look at that. Look at that one. Just a bunch of lines going through there. Remember, this comes out of cliffs where the layers can be 3 foot thick and it can be 10 stories tall. So there's that much of it. Wow. Nothing going on that side. And this side, just a mass of swirls. Makes me wonder what it looks like cut that way. Actually, it'd be a big risk just to chop that in half. You also start maxing out your saw. The more of your blade that's buried in the rock, just the hotter it gets and the more it has to push against too. If I was sure that no matter how I cut that, awesome stuff would come out of it, I'd haul it home. But it has a 1 cut success rate, and then if that didn't work, it would be kind of messed up. Cleaning up some good ones. I like the contrast between the red hills and the white sky. This one just seems like it'll have interesting patterns in there. I don't know if you can make that out or if I'm just showing you a fuzzy white rock, depending on the pixelation of your screen. Yep, random here. And here we are. So, gone through all of these and cut a very huge array of pieces. Even continued to go through a stockpile that a buddy gave me when he moved away, and a couple of other stones in the yard that I already had, and kind of culled out everything that wasn't a landscape stone. We will save those for later and do other projects with them. Wanted to do mostly landscapes. I have started our little go through here by setting these out. These are all one stone, 4 slabs I got out of it, and I was thinking about putting these like into a shadow box type of display, so probably like black velvet background. And these just happen, these are their natural shapes here, and it's actually the same point, getting smaller and smaller as you go along, but as you flip these over, they all have different faces that reveal different things. There's the outside of that. That's how it looked when I collected it. And so these were the 4 that I chose after long deliberation about which side would be facing out and visible and which side would go against something. So I started playing with them, and I noticed that their natural shapes lended to fitting together like they were once one and they had broken apart like continents or something. And so that led me to kind of place them like that, and I had the lines something like that where it was lining up kinda just by chance. And this is the same capstone but shrunken down so it makes a scene, and I just thought that that could be kind of cool. And here's the opposite reverse flip here. I kind of did the same thing. I just let the lines line up and kind of look like it was wrapping around. Maybe there's a center pillar here and we're looking out in 2 directions. And this particular piece has so much going on. Look at the different layers and the banding in that. Let's go ahead and spray these and show you what they will look like when we get the lacquer on there. And some of these I would be choosing to do little Wonderscape castles and stuff, and some of these I will just be leaving alone because they're just beautiful already. Some of these will be solo pieces, and some of them, like I say, will be mountable in duos. Get the details on that though. Just pretty incredible. Barely started sanding on these. Have to do all the chosen visible faces a little bit more. Look at those ridge lines though. It literally looks like eroded. It's just always so amazing. You could walk up those. In rainy times there might be rain catches in them. So yeah. There's our start. Let's go ahead and go through the rest of these slabs. And there's the back of each one. Each one is different. Pay attention to that detail and watch it flip over. Totally different. All these faces are different. It's just amazing. It's really, you wouldn't be able to get any 2 alike. Really fun stuff. Really fun stuff. I'm excited to show you the rest of these. Let's go through them. So our next one I will probably have displayed like this. I'm thinking about, it still has to be sanded, but I'm going to probably put the world going all the way around or something. I might have things leading out. I'm not sure yet. I will definitely make a video. Might even do it in this one. We'll have to see how much time we have left. I'm going to choose something here and do something fun. But I like the way that it came out like a butterfly. And let's go ahead and spray it and see what the colors will look like. Oh yeah. Couple dog hairs. It's okay, we love dogs. There you go. So that's got some fun and dramatic things, and you could actually have all kinds of stuff going on in the landscape. And then overall it'll look like a moth. Good stuff. there's your details on that. Not to rob you of the moment of checking it out, but knowing that we're probably going to see this again as we add in the art. Looks like a moth, huh? This is the remainder of the rock, and I'm thinking, look, there's the single entrance out of the cave way up there. Somehow this is going to be more of a cavern scene. And the other stone that came out of here, I noticed it just sat right there and made it look like it was one piece. That's actually the butt of the stone. And again, that's what it would look like. And that's what it looks like inside. Where is it? That thing where it looks like once they fit together, but perhaps they actually didn't. It's just a pattern in the rock that's itself laid on itself. Might have something start here and continue there. And again, that would be a duo. I think these would look absolutely awesome with black velvet, less dog hair behind it, and with their colors and their details in there. That's pretty fun right there. I think it'd be really cool to do some of these in a higher shine. You can see it's kind of like varnishing a burl or something. It's just really, with the glass on there, it's awesome. Okay, next. So this next one, that's what the outside looked like, and there was a good indication that those bands would probably go through. I wanted to do a little scene with things on each rise, of course. So I saw the size of the stone and I realized I should just cut it down the middle and not go for 3 slabs. So I did that, and I took the bottom off so that they would stand up, and this was the result. It's pretty awesome. Doesn't it look like a slab of redwood or something? And I don't know if those will be singles or together. You can always just do the option. I could put something on there and something on there, and then let somebody decide if they wanted to get them both and put them together, or I might mount them together. I'm not sure. And that, yeah. These rocks do not disappoint. I really enjoy them. Look at the dark lines at the top of each ridge. Like I couldn't paint that good, you know? Well, I can't paint that good anyways, but look at those bluffs in the background. So yeah, and then those can of course be mounted. All of these, you can take the butt cut off of them, put a notch in it, and it makes a perfect cross stand for them. But this one is an asimilar story. Well, let's look at the outside there. There you go. That's what it looked like. I had an inclination that it would have a lighter colored sky and some darker colored hills, and I took the bottom off, and then I cut it in half. And we got a nice landscape out of it that we could choose to do whatever we wanted to with, but here it is butterflied. You can either choose to do them like a duo like that, or you can use it as an opportunity to put a scene into one and leave the other one natural and let somebody else put a scene into it. So there's so many options here, it's really awesome. Again, softness when you need it, and the hard edges right where they belong in the picture. Looks like the sun either just going down or just coming up, and maybe there's even little fires already lit for the evening in each of the little niches there. Different little family groups across the canyon from each other. These type of things, they make me happy. And this next one, I'm just going to show you how it turned out on both sides because I haven't decided yet. You know how illusions are. It could go so many different ways. Are you looking up something super steep? Is there like a hurricane in the background? Are you underground and you're looking down the stalagmite at some passageway where people are coming in and out? Let me know what you think in the comments for sure. What it kind of looks like to me. And on the back side, what strange part of that cave are we looking through? The dark areas that you see are actually dendritic growth in this, so ends up looking like little plants in the seams sometimes. Look, little lichens and mosses and stuff are growing out of there. It must get some sort of light penetration from outside. You can see we're not deep into the cave there. Somewhere where the light is coming through the sandstone holes on two sides. And then see how different the two sides can be. That slab. If I'd cut it this way, it would have been something entirely different. So it's truly a remarkable stone. The layers in it mimicking what they actually are. Look, layers of rock painted on there like it was layers of rock, but wait, it is layers of rock, but wait, it's from sedimentary rocks that were laid down that are, wait, okay, very Pink Floyd, very Escher. Wow, what a gallery of itself. That might just be its own standalone piece. And then this was the butt of that where I stopped. That's what the outside would look like. And we'll just go ahead and wet it real quick so we can check out the crazy ledges. You'd have to climb around to get in and out of this place. This one, the portal, I was excited about because even as a whole, well, you know, okay-ish. But the portal. So, same thing, took the bottom off. This could almost be book stands. And then we split it. And that's what happened. That is what happened. This is dendritic growth that you can see. There's the portal, and we're about this far in. And then look at it split. Those details. And again, those are a couple of chunks of stone here matching heaviness and size and everything. And the colors. So we are actually finding these as cobble in horse fields and pastures. That's how common they are. So they extend for acres and acres and acres, where I guess in ancient times the creeks and stuff meandered across the land, and then the horses out here eat it down. Sometimes it's a very arid area to where at the end of the summer just the cobbles are sticking out. And some of these we actually located in fields of cobble, and then I had another friend that moved that gave me a couple of boxes of these. So they've caught the eye of other people, but just because how the outside looks, and the inside is delightful. That is delightful. So look at that. I don't know if I could sit down and paint that on purpose, and then interacting with natural landscapes you can see. I don't know, my brain's having a hard time telling the difference between the two sometimes. The natural shape of these begged out to not be a mustache. When you turn them at this angle to where they're a set of angel wings, you can see the landscape lines up. A couple saw marks will sand off there. But probably going to do like desert caravan tent city looking something in there. An angel mirage. Wings of the desert. And look at this wet. And the color shows up. It seems like a softer sand blown camp just behind the rocks. The edge of the canyon lands. Angel wings. This next set is pretty self-explanatory. It's like a saddle in crazy canyon land somewhere, and it's just either half with a center slab about that thick. I think the colors in there are just gorgeous. I think the colors in there are just awesome, so who knows what we're gonna put in there. Probably the lone standing castle. Okay, I whipped this one back out because I realized that we had another cut of it. So let's just look at them together real quick. That's pretty fun right there. On this one you can see more of that center pillar and even a third pillar there, and then a way out this way, and then it hanging down. And kind of has that true butterfly effect. Looks like a set of wings or something. Kind of like that. Maybe you're looking down either side of a big old stalagmite. This one, whole lot of landscape set together like that. Makes one big landscape, and then some cool things about it are that the dendritic growth kind of ended up looking like landscape plants heading out to the horizon. Very little sky in it, but I thought this one might deserve some sort of, cactuses. It needs a roadrunner running through here, and some barrel cactuses, and look like that high desert sierras, so pretty cool. And then color, bring in the color. Yeah, that plant growth in there, not true plant growth. It's just when the minerals in the rocks grow like that in that pattern. It looks like plants, so that would be the same thing that makes like a moss agate or something. Yep, meet me. And then there's this next series here, and it's the same thing. where I'm having trouble deciding which side of the slabs to face out, but I called it Fire on the Mountain, I guess because we've been through so many fires in California. The blaze at the top of this, it kind of swirls up into the sky, reminding me of these fires when they start, because they have the original pillars in one spot and it's such a big explosion of stuff. See, here's one starting off. Face the other way. So, could also be something prettier. And in this one, it was pointed out to me that it looked like a woman's shoulder with her facing out there and kind of with her back there and swept that way, like coming down out of the clouds over the mountains. That's what the back side of that looked like as an indicator of what I was collecting, and then you cut it open and it's that. You can see why when I get this wet, especially, it looked like some sort of storm going on up there. Danielle, who pointed out that it looked like a woman there, said it could be a whole story. Look, is that someone else coming to meet? There, see the faces facing each other, and which side, you know, let's look at the other side of that, because the mountains are all different. I think that's pretty special right there. Wow. Yeah. And here, this looks more just like true firestorm occurring. Not only are the mountains cool with some dendritic growth, but it's also, see the plumes and the swirl. So very, very Van Gogh with that sky. You can look at the back of it. It's the same thing there. You get the sound effects. Those are free. We can look at that side. Yep, there's a whole story unfolded on these rocks inside this one stone. Who would have thought that all that was in there? That is, it's pretty far out. Looks like two people coming to meet. Two huge heavenly beings or something. That's, wow. Okay. So, yeah. You're seeing it with me in its full moment of, I'm just kind of sitting here going, wow. So I guess we will move on. We just have the little bits and pieces here that I wanted to show you next, but I don't think I'm going to do anything to that. I think just sand that a little bit and just lacquer that and keep that how it is. And then those are the fire on the mountains. And this is the very end of the video here. These are just the little butts and ends, but I can't even throw them away because you end up looking at them. This one actually has a little blue dot of just impurity in there of something else, and it looks like a little moon rising over the canyon. This one with its little swale. There's the raw outside of the stone. And pretty cute. This one, the outside and a little ledge there. Maybe even a coyote sitting down below. Need the roadrunner up again with the boulder. This is off that same fire in the sky angle scene, and the way it came off, I wish I could have got more of that out of there, but yeah, speaking of a Van Gogh sky, so there you go. Go ahead and wet the rest of these and look at them, and then we're gonna do a couple cute little castles. And wrap it up. So let me pick out something that we're gonna draw on, maybe even one of these, and get the creative flow going on these.